Chipotle. Why is it?
How is America continuing to build all these ridiculous ass apartment complexes?
The hell happened to fast food? I got this coupon for $7 chicken sandwich.
Lately, many of us have felt that the cost of living is increasingly unaffordable. The price of basic necessities has soared. The cost of education and healthcare has also become more expensive, forcing us to continue working harder, often without enough rest. This pressure makes many people feel physically and mentally burdened. It is not uncommon for us to hear complaints from people around us about the hardships of the struggle to simply meet the necessities of life. Some feel that the work they do is not commensurate with the income they earn, while others feel that their time with their families is decreasing due to the endless demands of work. Are you one of them? Maybe you also feel the same pressure and want to share your experiences. The following are stories from those who face the difficult reality of life in today's era. Let's listen together, and who knows, you might find a story that describes your own struggle. However, let's not just stop at complaints. This situation also teaches us the importance of solidarity, empathy, and creativity in finding solutions. Do you have ideas or ways to survive this challenge?
I feel like the reason that we all feel burned out in 2025 is because burnout has never been like this before, where we can burn ourselves out without even moving. It's like the entire rat race is happening while we're just sitting still, staring at our phones. Burnout of the past used to be like, oh, I got to run to this meetup, and then I got to go to work, and then I got to go to the groceries, and then I got to go to the gym, and then I got to go to blah, blah. And you're just like, your whole life is just like bouncing around. Now we're not even moving. We're literally just sitting still, and the rat race is just happening in our brains 24/7. Like, I feel like even it used to be like, okay, you get burned out, but you at least get some period of the day where you're just sitting around, just kind of staring at a wall, being like, duh. Like, I think that period of your life is incredibly important, to just have that space where your brain just does nothing at all. Now we just 24/7 are staring at our phones, consuming the worst kind of stuff. Literally it doesn't stop. Everybody, I feel like there's this big mystery. Why does everybody feel burned out? The phones are destroying our brains. Do people not understand that? It's the phones. And yes, I understand the irony of me saying this while I'm doing the exact thing I'm telling you not to do. I understand that, but I'm an addict. Okay, just please give me the
Y'all stay with me on this one. So the baby boomers and the Gen X's, our parents and grandparents, are always saying this generation's so lazy. They don't want to work. They don't want to do anything. Why would we? Because look at what the system has done us. We're burnout. Gen Zs don't want to work because they see how burnout the millennials are, because they can't get ahead in today's world. Okay? Y'all come from a society where you worked, you could afford a house, you could afford a family, you could take your family on vacation, you had a nice car, and you worked 40 hours a week, off every weekend. Now what's even crazier to me is you got people that are making $100, $120, $150,000 a year that can't afford a house, because houses are $100,000 houses now $400,000. They can't even get approved for it. Then you got kids that the Gen X is pushing college. So these kids go to college. Then they get out of college. For one, if they can even find work, they find work. It's a good paying job. But now student loans eating up their paycheck. So what's the sense? If we can't get ahead in life, no wonder nobody wants to work. No wonder Gen Z don't want to work. They're burnt out. Millennials are burnt out. It's a failing system that has failed us miserably. That's the difference between the baby boomers and Gen X and millennials and Gen Z.
If there's one thing I can tell you, we are all crashing out. I no longer work at my tech sales job and I decided to go back into nursing. I used to work for a surgeon, and in his late 40s, he quit being a surgeon because he was over it. I have a friend who's 33 who's about to quit his sales corporate job just to go travel the world, because why not? I have multiple friends in their 30s and their 40s who are on the break of just wanting to quit their job because they are just sick of it. The idea that we have to stay at one job for the rest of our lives is not something that we're conforming to anymore. And it's okay to pivot and pick other directions if that's what makes you happy. At the end of the day, it's not about climbing this ladder. Like, no one actually cares. It's about living your life. And you can't live your life if you are miserable at work, because unfortunately we do work to live. So Pick something that you actually enjoy. I am 29 and I still do not know what I want to do when I grow up. So no, you're not behind. You are right where you're supposed to be. And if you are choosing to put yourself first for the first time, that's amazing. So you are doing enough, you are good enough, and you will make whatever dream that you want to come true. It only takes one yes to change your life. Don't think, just do.
Chipotle, why is it $23.92 for one burrito? Make that make sense. And if you're thinking, oh, well, you probably got like a specialty burrito. I got one burrito extra meat. And I'm thinking like $23 for a burrito with extra meat. The amount of meat it probably should have had, but you guys give us so little of meat that we have to ask for an extra serving. And I looked at my receipt, $7 for an extra serving of meat in your burrito. That's insane. You guys are so freaking corrupt. That's wild. $25 for a burrito. That's Nashville in the back. But come on. I remember a couple of years ago, you guys were like, we take so much pride in feeding our clients the best food, and it's organic, and where we get our chicken from. It's like, yeah, but you're charging us $7 for 3 ounces of meat. $25 for the burrito. You don't care about anybody. I'm now homeless because I bought this burrito.
I'm glad Keith Lee called out Chipotle yesterday, because look at this. This is supposed to be a large. Look how many chips I got. What am I supposed to do with this? Then I took it back in thinking that it was a mistake, and he told me that this was the right amount. This is why I don't feel bad when I ask for a water cup and get lemonade.
There's a lot of people going to Qdoba and Congo. What is this? This cheese? That's it. That's it. She gave me 4 sprinkles of cheese. And I saw the girl making it. I know she eat more cheese than that.
If you've been feeling like the value of your dollar isn't going as far as it used to, it's because it isn't. I feel like recently everything's been really expensive, so I went through my receipts on DoorDash and found an order from April of 2020 to Chipotle. Chicken burrito bowl, chicken burrito, large queso, large chips, side of guacamole. I had Dash Pass, so delivery fee was free, and then I think it also reduces the service fee. Tip $5, grand total is $32.69. So what do we think that order cost in 2024? Let me show you. Just so you know, I'm not cheating. This is the exact same order. I also have Dash Pass now. Large chips and queso. I don't know why the cost of that has doubled. Burrito bowl, chicken, burrito, chicken. Both of those costs way up. Side of guac. The subtotal on this order is almost double what it cost in 2020. Delivery fee was $0 because I have Dash Pass. Service fee, for some reason, was lower now, not sure why, and then gave the same tip that I gave in 2020, and my grand total was $51.14, which means that it is a 56% increase for Chipotle.
What the hell happened to fast food? I got this coupon for $7 chicken sandwich meal for Popeye. And I don't know if that'll fill me up the max. I haven't eaten anything all day. Let me get a mac and cheese to go with it. It cost more than the damn meal. What the hell they putting in that shit? It was damn good, but like $8 when the meal's $7? That just don't make sense.
I just left KFC without any chicken. Why? Why did you leave KFC without any chicken, Laurel? Well, here's why. I asked the guy for 2 legs and 1 cheesy roll-up. It was a Taco Bell KFC combined. He said, no problem. Your total will be $11.62 at the first window. $11.62. What the actual... I pull up. The cheesy roll-up is like... I think they're $1.29. We'll just round up. We'll say they're $2, okay? I'm like... You mean to tell me each little chicken leg is about $5 a piece? And he goes, yep, they're about $4.80 something a piece. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. I'll go to the grocery store and buy a 6-pack of chicken and fry it myself for like $3-4 max. What the fuck's going on, KFC?
Yeah, people are laughing. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I don't even care if I don't get paid today. I'm just a stupid old white lady. That's all.
Oh, ain't no way I can start his.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway. Hey, whoa. I'm walking right out the door. I won't ever be back.
It's like Monday, I'm tired. Tuesday, tired. Wednesday, tired. Thursday, tired. Friday, I'm tired up until the evening time. Then I'm off work and I have a lot of energy. It's just like, so I'm learning, like, people don't understand that work drains you, y'all. Work really drains you. Like, I don't care if you just sitting at the desk doing nothing. Just being at work is really, like, tiring and draining. It's like slave work. Like, ain't my ancestors did that already? I don't know, I'm working like a slave. My ancestors already done worked like a slave already. It's just too much. Like, people understand we as 9-to-5 workers need, like, an extra day off. Like, it don't be right that we gotta work all these days. I heard they put me past a law that we get a Friday or a Monday off. They should do that because we need them days off. Like, we be stressed. I don't care if we ain't doing lifting a finger. It just work just naturally just drains you. Like, why I'm here?
A new poll shows younger Americans are more burned out than ever.
Yeah.
Talker Research just revealed the results of their new poll. It shows that young Americans are experiencing peak stress earlier than anyone. The survey of 2,000 adults found most people burn out around 42 years of age. For Gen Z and millennial adults, now 18 to 44, the highest point of their stress happens much younger at 25. So when they were asked what's causing the burnout, most people said finances, followed by politics, work, and their physical health. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I got to check every box on the list there.
For sure.
The physical health is the thing that comes after all the other.
Right.
I worry about the money first.
Yeah.
Work is a big stressor. And those things take your attention and then stop taking care of that.
There you go.
I'm a former teacher, and here's the real reason why teachers are quitting and or not mentally well. I'm sure you're thinking parents and admin, and some even say the kids. And those are all part of it. But that's not the root. This is the root. The root is that teachers don't have control anymore. One of the big differences between a good teacher and a bad teacher is a good teacher has control of their classroom. Bad teacher, it's crazy, chaos. A good teacher feels like they have control, feels like they have everything going on, feels like everything's going well. But because of the current dynamics, there's a lot of teachers out there, great teachers who have been doing it for years, who now since COVID has slowly had their control stripped away by admin not allowing them to have free reign in their classroom, and parents that are no longer supportive and in most cases are combative to anything that they want to do. So the way I view it is teachers are in a straitjacket. Like, imagine a teacher in a classroom with a straitjacket on. It's like, can somebody get me that? Get me that? No, not that. And when you feel that constant lack of control, the stress is outrageous. So these great, amazing teachers who literally have their hands tied behind their back are realizing that I don't have that control anymore like I used to. So these teachers are stressed out of their mind. But then comes step one. The only way to mentally do well in those situations is to lower expectations and accept it is what it is. And for real life, this is amazing advice. Letting go of things you don't control. Just letting things be the way that they are. But in the teaching setting, that means that Johnny is not going to improve like the Johnnies of the past did. It means that you know that they're not going to get the education and are not getting the education that you know that they should be getting, because there's too many other deterrents and distractions and things like admin holding you back and parents that complain that it becomes impossible. So now what does that result? The teacher standing in the front of the class with the straitjacket on and just being like, okay, they're moving around. All right, I'm just going to do my best with Susie right here, right now, and the rest of like it is what it is. And then just doing that every single day. You wonder why teachers are looking forward to the next break and can't wait until summer. It's because they get a chance to just go, and not have that, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then once a teacher gets to a certain level where they recognize I'm lowering my expectations of my classroom, this is not okay. So I gotta leave. And all you hear is the deterrence like, oh, you're weak and you can't handle it anymore. Oh, you should leave. while internally you're like, how can I do this? How can I give up on them? How can I admit that this is just not working anymore? And ultimately, how can I choose myself and saying, I need to step away and leave those kids and just, hey, it's not good, but I can't do it. That's why if you hear a lot of former teachers, they'll say that the stress is so much less because it's not feeling that complete and utter lack of control. So the lesson here is twofold. Number one is it is a great thing to lower expectations in your daily life to limit stress. That means if you're a little bit late, you'll get there when you get there. There's no reason. It is what it is. It's okay. Oh, you ran out of time. You didn't get the groceries today. It's okay. We'll do it tomorrow. But the second part is, in education, what does that look like? That looks like the expectations of students before to now is down here. And how is it ever going to go back up? Give the teachers control back. And this is a really hard thing because I do think that parents should be involved in their education, but I think there's too many parents who are not good at that. And that's causing this issue that it makes it really impossible to find this balance between giving the teachers control and the parents not having the control over their own kids' education. But until this thing changes, until that changes, everything is just going to continue to get worse. Your veteran teachers are going to continue to quit and leave. And the new teachers that come in are just going to have lower expectations. And what is that going to look like in the future of America?
Okay, I'm going to go on a rant for a second, so please bear with me. I am 28 years old and I've only been working in corporate America for, let's just say, like 5.5 years. Graduated college in 2019, got my first corporate job at the age of 22. A couple months later, turned 23. So yes, about 5.5 years. And the thought of doing this, like working in corporate America for what feels like the rest of my life, because I just don't understand or see how retiring is even a possibility at this point, pains me. It pains me. I just don't belong in corporate America. It is, I feel it in my freaking soul. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Corporate America is not for Julia Reiner. It's not for freaking half the population at this point, because we're all freaking miserable and we're all underpaid. We work way too many hours and we don't get paid enough. Overworked, underpaid. There it is. That's what I feel like right now. And the fact that it has only been 5.5 years in corporate America is just, oh God, it is painful to even think about. Also, side note, look at my rings. They're so cute. I just like, I know that this is not what I am supposed to be doing for the rest of my life. It does not feel right. Oh my God, like the fact that I work 40 hours, sometimes more a week, and I don't even have enough money to like contribute to my savings. That's mind-boggling to me. That is so incredibly mind-boggling to me. The fact that my student loans are $500 a month and I have to potentially start paying my federal loan soon, screwed. I'm literally screwed. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that. The fact that I am working, I'm overworked, underpaid, I can't put money into my savings. I can't, like, oh my God. God forbid I had to get a freaking college degree. Why did I do that? If I didn't, student loans are ridiculous. I'm trying not to stress. Is this what crashing out is? I think that's what's happening. I just want to frolic through the fields, create silly little content, and not work a day in corporate America ever in my life. How do I do that?
Okay, am I going insane? I just bought tacos from Chipotle. Guess how much it was? $17.70. I can't tell it, like, who's the crazier one. Is it me for, like, actually buying it? Or, like, what reality am I living in that I'm paying $18 for tacos? For tacos? What the? Like, no. Okay. We're getting crazy. Like, we're getting crazy. I mean, here's a look at them. Okay? I'll show the people. But, like, $17? That's insane. This is what they look like. But dude, you cannot tell me $17. Okay, it might be worth $17.
So I apparently have not been to Burger King in a while. My daughter's homesick, and I said, hey, I'll go get you Burger King. Guess how much? Guess how much? I'm a little surprised. So I got 2 cheeseburgers, regular cheeseburgers, not Whoppers, a medium onion ring, and a medium Coke. Guess how much those 4 things are? $15.05. I mean, these are not big cheeseburgers. They're just the little cheeseburgers. $15.05. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to a Burger King, but am I crazy, or is that really expensive? It's really expensive for what you're getting. I mean, I guess I just haven't been here in a while. We go to not Burger King. We go to McDonald's from time to time, but we do use the app. So I'm wondering, like, does Burger King have an app? Am I missing something here? Because who's paying $15 for Burger King? Not even a Whopper, not even like a meal. Like, what? What's happening?
I am inflation has gone too far. I just got one burrito at Chipotle. It was $20. $20! It was $11 for a steak burrito, $5.40 for extra steak, and then $2.70 for guacamole. Came to $20.68. $20 for a burrito!
My burrito bowl from Chipotle just cost me $19.82. Yes, I got guac, but that shouldn't make it $19.82. That is so much money for one bowl. What is happening?
I just paid $30 for a fucking burger, bro. Like, bro, Five Guys is not that good. I'm gonna have a taste test right now. Taste testing Five Guys to see if this $30 burger is worth it. It's good, but it's overpriced in my opinion. It's good though. I'm definitely never coming here again in my life. Wasting money. That's $30. I could buy groceries and make my own burger with this, man.
Make it make sense. These fast food places is not fast food like they once had did. Because seriously, why would you go to Wendy's when you could go to Chili's and get lunch for $10? You could get a starter and an entree for $10.99. You could get a drink, a starter, and an entree. At Wendy's, you're gonna spend $12, $13. And for what? For what? $14, $15. For what? You might as well go to a good restaurant while your kids is gone to school. That's the important part, because you don't have to take them or at work. And then you go get the lunch price for the same thing you'd have paid double for at dinner time, and you're gonna be spending less money than you spent at a fast food place. Free game.
Why the fuck is Five Guys so expensive? Does it take 5 niggas to make my fucking burger and fries? I think fucking not. Who owns that bitch? Cause that ass, bro. It's no way you're telling me a burger in a small fry costs $17.99? What? I don't even have to pay $17.99 for pussy. Why the fuck I'm gonna pay for that for a burger and some fries? They got me all the way fucked up. That's why I'm gonna just go to McDonald's. McDonald's will suffice. All I gotta do is spend $5 and I'll come out that bitch with 5 meals. Talking about some damn Five Guys. You could get the fuck out of here.
Want to get fresh food at McDonald's every time? I'm a former McDonald's corporate chef, and this will be specific to the U.S. as I have insight to the U.S. menu. Now, I've gotten a variety of comments from random people who say, I order my burger with extra pickles, so they have to make it fresh. Or, all these other tips, no ketchup, so they make it fresh. That is not going to do it. You have to either first just ask nice and tell them you are willing to wait. Can I get fresh fries? Can I get a fresh burger or whatever? In the United States, you should be getting your quarter pounder made to order. If they're not doing that, they're actually doing it wrong. So quarter pounders, you should be getting fresh. For all other things, the burgers and sandwiches and stuff are assembled to order at a McDonald's. So that food is in the UHC, the Universal Holding Cabinet, and it is assembled when you order it. So just changing up your toppings on the burger or sandwich is not going to do it. Here's a couple things you could do if you feel like you don't want to ask. You're going to need your burger patty unseasoned. All of the burgers in McDonald's are seasoned with salt and pepper and are put in the UHC. So if you ask for it unseasoned, then they are gonna have to make it fresh. Same with the French fries. After they're cooked, they're salted. So you're gonna have to ask for them unseasoned. That is really, those are the two biggest ways to get fresh food. But just ask nice and say you're willing to wait, because that's the best way to do it and will be the least annoying, as restaurant crew probably know what you're doing. Do you have any other tips and tricks on how to get the freshest food possible? Let me know in the comments. They're probably wrong, but just ask for the unseasoned things if you're not adult enough to just ask for fresh food and for waiting for it.
Lord, I don't understand. I was not put here on this planet to be poor. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of working these jobs and not able to live. Like, I'm barely getting by. I'm a bed away from working at the place I'm at. This shit is too much.
Yo, I haven't been to Chipotle in months. I thought all this like portion shit, I felt gypped before, right? Like, we've all felt a little gypped because we feel like we deserve the big old scoops from the olden days. But when I'm about to show you, and like, normally we had a new girl. She's clearly getting trained, and normally you get like extra when it's the new girl. They gave us the scraps of the rice between both of our bowls. Now, mind you, mine looks full because it's covered in lettuce, which they gave me the whole fucking head of lettuce. When I show you my fiance's fucking bowl, Chipotle, get fucked. If I can't even show you, like, hold on, I'm actually gonna have her, well, you're not gonna stir it, are you? I'm gonna have her stir it and show you how fucking no rice there is, or no chicken or anything in there is. Also, this was what, $31? This was $31. Hold on.
What the fuck?
Like, you're already at the bottom of the bowl.
Like, literally? My kids is with my sister, so I'm like, okay, let me go to McDonald's or something. I was gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm like, that's too expensive. Starbucks too expensive. I'm on a little diet. I just broke. Rent just had to be paid. Everything else, I'm like, I deserve a coffee to myself. Let me go get a little small. It ain't gonna be that much. Just a little small coffee, right?
How you doing? You're at $3.70?
$3.70. I thought I was gonna come and spend like $2. The world know it's going crazy. A small coffee, $3.70. Jesus. This is my change from my $5 bill for a small coffee. But they expect us to be able to survive. I mean, I guess coffee isn't a necessity, but after a long week of work, parenting or whatever, we should be able to go and spend $1, $2 on a small coffee and just unwind and enjoy our motherfucking time to ourselves. $3.70 is what toilet paper used to cost. That's how much a small coffee is now. Nowadays, you're spending $20 on toilet paper. I'm telling everybody now, count the squares. Use 5 squares. Because we can't afford no more damn toilet paper.
I got a bone to pick with Chipotle. Because why are we charging for cheese? Tell me why. I just got a bowl. I wanted my cheese on the side. And they go, yeah, you got to pay for that. Since when the fuck am I paying for cheese at Chipotle? And I was like, I just want my cheese on the side. They were like, yeah, you're asking for cheese on the side, so you have to pay. I paid. You can see right here. I said this after like I had paid for everything because I was like rushing. And I just tap and pay when I see them put everything in. And then I seen that my stuff was getting packed up and I was like, oh, could I get my cheese on the side? It's shredded cheese, mind you. I could fully tell you it's a cup of shredded cheese. So he had to charge me separately. I didn't realize I flipped the camera. $1.91 for cheese, separate from my order already. And I was like, since when are we paying for cheese? He was like, this is what my manager said. We're charging people if they want a side of cheese because cheese is an expensive thing. What? You're charging me for something you already putting in my damn bowl? Like, what the fuck is going on? And then this Chipotle CEO want to be like, oh, you just got to look at people and be like, and they'll put extras. Bitch, you got him out here charging for shit. I hate it here. So, yeah, that I'm home. Can pay for this. Basically, this is what also both control they're saying only two of this not be pay $2. I pay $2 because I paid about the thing I'm getting for that on the be for guac my guac problem with paying like the great people on this time they should be getting for it. The reason behind paying it is expensive rate. That is crazy. So depending on the rules of it, this is people saying about that are weird. That this is like reason why this is the reason. I'm just support gets me like done.
And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but them Chipotle prices for showing up. I was in there the other day, and normally my meal cost me around $18 for a bowl, chips, and a large drink. I got the same thing a couple days ago. That $18 meal is now 22 something. Not a lot of difference, but every coin matters. Now, because of that Chipotle, I'm just letting y'all know I was already taking like extra forks that I needed. I only needed one. I was leaving out with like 4. I was doing that. I was taking a few extra napkins. I didn't need them. I was taking the little sauce cap things. I didn't need them. I don't need them here, but I was taking a couple. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm letting y'all know I'm doing flagrant shit. I left out of that Chipotle and I took the whole damn cup full of forks because I feel like I need my money back. So I feel like I gotta make up for that difference. I took a bottle of hot sauce. It wasn't a fresh bottle, but it was when people kind of poured out. It was already poured out a little bit. And when I seen it was halfway, I'm like, they could crack the new one. These new prices, I gotta start. You know what I mean? I gotta put me first.
Poor people can't afford good food.
It's not true. I'm sorry, it's not true.
We have food deserts, and I can say for an absolute fact.
Poor people can't afford
when you've been skint and you are looking for food, and I've been pretty skint, and the only food you can afford basically is fast food.
Or carrots.
Or carrots.
Well, carrots, spinach, I mean, they're cheap, aren't they? Or not?
If you are poor, carrots are still cheap. Many people angrily argue whether nutritious food is more expensive, but sometimes they accidentally miss the whole point entirely. Let's say you have $5 to feed dinner to your kids. He is correct. You can afford spinach. My closest shop sells this for $2. And you can afford carrots. $1.19. But you have just wiped out over half your budget on a shit 2-ingredient side salad, which is on the side of a completely empty plate. And you are left with some very fucking hungry kids. Alternatively, for less money, you could buy these pizza bagel bites or this massive tub of ice cream. You have given your kids enough sustenance to stop them screaming at you, and stopped them starving to death. Bonus. Obviously, yes, you can find more nutritious foods on a budget. But, generally speaking, micronutrient-rich foods like fruits and vegetables are very pricey per calorie. Whereas ultra-processed foods high in added sugars and refined oils tend to be much cheaper per calorie. If your diet is shit, some people exclusively point the finger of blame at you. Just buy spinach instead. But, if you really want to improve the health of a whole nation, you have to make nutritious foods more affordable.
Now Popeyes need their ass kicked. $3.99 for this little wrap. I could see if they was thick, big pieces, crispy. It's a little itty bitty chicken tender that's chopped up with a pickle, a pinch of cheese, a pinch of lettuce. It ain't worth the $3.99. Y'all might as well keep y'all money in y'all pocket. Cause whoever did this, know they didn't set themselves up for failure. I don't understand why they came out with this one. It's not worth the $3.99 hype. I'm sorry. Will I ever get it again? No. 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 No.
Popeyes, I have beef with you because really 8 pieces of chicken with 1 side and 4 biscuits for $30. Are you insane? Are you nuts? Who is that feeding? What family is that feeding? And half the time your food is over greasy or cold. You fast food chains, you guys,
I know talking about inflation is so old, but why was my Chipotle burrito the same price of an Erewhon hot plate? Like, I could have gone to Erewhon, the world's most expensive grocery store, and gotten a meal cheaper than my Chipotle burrito. No, I didn't have queso. I didn't have guac. I had a steak and chicken burrito. $18.79. When it was read to me, I started convulsing. And I didn't order on the app, or else I would have known how much it cost, because whenever I order it on the app, I have to go in and wait like 40 minutes for it to come out. So I just go in and wait in line, and it takes a quarter of the amount of time than just ordering online. And then I obviously asked for a water cup after that announcement, and the water that I picked had no sugar in it. It was just bubbly water. So, yeah, get your shit together, Chipotle.
You just can't order Chipotle on DoorDash anymore. If you order on DoorDash, they skimp you with the portions. It's not even close. It's like you have to go to the store and babysit them to make sure that they're giving you... Look at this. I ordered double chicken. Where is it?
This is absolutely unacceptable. I ordered Chipotle on Grubhub, and the bowl, like literally a veggie bowl, was $15.10. After tax, I think it came out to like $15.75. Plus like delivery and everything was like pushing $23 US, which is absolutely unacceptable. Like, I mean, this is like San Francisco, and like shit is expensive by general, but like Chipotle, $20, vegan.
McDonald's, I'm gonna need answers immediately. I just went and got my son breakfast and took him for a little like date before school, so he's not getting on the bus. Instead, I'm gonna take him, got him breakfast, we're hanging out. I ordered him a side of bacon, y'all. A side of bacon. It was $1.99. Look at this. That's the side of bacon for $1.99. $1.99 for this. What just happened? McDonald's, I'm gonna need you to respond to this video, because that for $1.99 for this?
An In-N-Out double with fries and a drink now costs more than $10 in California. The higher price due to the state's new $20 minimum wage for fast food workers. A meal at In-N-Out is $10.45 for a double, $8.65 for a cheeseburger, and $8.15 for a hamburger. Those prices are before tax. Sales tax in LA County is 9.5%. That takes the total cost of the double meal to $11.44.
Bro, since when did all this shit get so expensive, bro? Like, when the fuck did McDoubles and McChickens get so expensive? Like, how is this $20? Like, Man, what? And this is small. Y'all, this shit crazy.
And to think that I was gonna enjoy the big box. What they say, one big box plus a drink. Mash and gravy, mac and cheese. Guess what all I got? It's chicken and bread. If I just wanted chicken and bread Popeyes, I could have cooked that at home. I'm still looking for my sides. Everybody in there playing. And y'all, I always be checking my food, but I decided not to. And they fail me. How you eat Popeyes with no side? Like, I'm pissed.
Remember when fast food was the go-to option for a quick and cheap meal? A few dollars could get you a burger, fries, and a drink. But today, it feels like those days are long gone. Fast food prices are rising faster than ever, leaving many wondering, what happened? Why is fast food no longer cheap? Today, we're diving deep into the reasons behind these price hikes, from inflation and supply chain disruptions to rising labor costs and changing business models. To understand why fast food prices have soared, we need to start with one of the biggest culprits, inflation. Over the past few years, inflation has impacted nearly every sector of the economy, and fast food is no exception. Ingredients like beef, chicken, potatoes, and bread have all seen price increases due to rising costs of production and transportation. For example, the price of beef has jumped nearly 20% in the last 2 years, driven by higher feed costs and supply chain bottlenecks. When the cost of raw ingredients rises, those increases are inevitably passed on to consumers. Next, let's talk about supply chain disruptions. The COVID-19 pandemic wreaked havoc on global supply chains, causing delays, shortages, and higher transportation costs. Fast food chains rely heavily on complex supply networks to source their ingredients, packaging, and equipment. When those networks are disrupted, as we've seen with trucking shortages and port delays, it becomes more expensive to get food from the supplier to the restaurant. These costs don't just disappear, they're built into the price of your meal. Another major factor is rising labor costs. In recent years, there's been a significant push for higher wages in the fast food industry. Many states and cities in the U.S. have increased minimum wages, and some fast food chains like McDonald's and Chipotle have raised pay to attract and retain workers in a competitive labor market. While higher wages are a win for employees, they also contribute to higher menu prices. For example, Chipotle announced that it raised menu prices by 4% to offset wage increases for its staff. But rising costs alone don't explain the entire picture. Fast food chains are also adapting to changing consumer expectations. Today's customers want more than just cheap, greasy food. They're looking for higher quality ingredients, healthier options, and more sustainable practices. Chains like Wendy's, Taco Bell, and Burger King have responded by revamping their menus, which often comes with a higher price tag. Items like plant-based burgers, cage-free eggs, and organic produce are more expensive to source, and those costs are reflected in what you pay. Let's not forget about technology. While innovations like mobile ordering, self-service kiosks, and delivery apps have made fast food more convenient than ever, they've also introduced new expenses for restaurants. Partnering with delivery platforms like Uber Eats or DoorDash comes with hefty fees, which many chains offset by raising prices on delivery orders. The cost of maintaining app-based systems and digital marketing also adds to the overall expenses. Even loyalty programs, which are designed to keep customers coming back, contribute to higher prices. While these programs offer perks like free food or discounts, the cost of funding them is factored into menu prices. It's a balancing act for fast food companies, offering value to customers while covering the costs of these new features. So, what does this all mean for consumers? For one, you're likely paying more for less. Fast food portions have subtly shrunk in recent years, a phenomenon known as shrinkflation. For example, a large fry at some chains isn't quite as large as it used to be, but the price hasn't gone down. This strategy allows companies to maintain profit margins without drastically raising prices, though customers still feel the pinch. To adapt to these changes, some consumers are turning to value menus or combo deals to stretch their dollars. But even those aren't as budget-friendly as they once were. A dollar menu might now include items priced at $1.50 or $2. And while combo meals are convenient, they often cost nearly as much as a sit-down restaurant meal when you add upgrades or extras. It's worth noting that not all fast food chains are affected equally. Large corporations like McDonald's and Starbucks, with their global supply chains and economies of scale, can absorb rising costs more effectively than smaller or regional chains. However, even they aren't immune to the pressures of inflation and labor shortages. Experts predict that prices will continue to rise in the near term as inflation persists, and supply chains take time to stabilize. However, some chains are exploring creative solutions to keep costs down, such as automating tasks in the kitchen, sourcing local ingredients to reduce transportation costs, and streamlining menus to focus on high-margin items. For consumers, the best strategy is to shop smart. Look for deals, use apps for rewards and discounts, and be mindful of upsells like larger drinks or extra sides that can quickly add up. If you're willing to explore alternatives, local diners or fast casual chains might offer better value for the same price. Ultimately, the rising cost of fast food is a reflection of broader economic trends. Inflation, supply chain challenges, and shifting consumer expectations have reshaped the industry, making cheap meals harder to come by. While fast food may no longer be as affordable as it once was, it remains a convenient and accessible option for millions of people. What's your take on fast food prices? Let us know in the comments below.
Since when did the McDonald's hash brown become over $3? What are we doing? Okay, come here. But too close. $3.29 in some cases for a hash brown. Okay, it's gotten so bad, the fast food prices, that I've resorted to go to hospital cafeterias because they give you a lot of food for very, very little money. I'll give you an example. Here in Arizona, there's hospitals called Banner Health. I went in there because a lot of my friends were recommending the food at their cafeterias. It's very, very cheap and it's a lot of food. I didn't believe them. Again, a hash brown at McDonald's, over $3, right? I went to the cafeteria in the hospital. I got a 6-ounce cheeseburger with all the veggies, fries, and a drink for $7. You're telling me for 2 1/4 hash browns, I can get a full meal and then some at a cafeteria in a hospital. But at McDonald's, I can only get 2 hash browns? What are we doing? What's going on? What the hell is going on with fast food prices?
I'm officially too poor for KFC. I am making pulled pork sandwiches for dinner tonight, and my family wanted coleslaw, specifically the coleslaw from KFC. So after I left the grocery store, I went to KFC and I ordered 3 sides of coleslaw and a kid's chicken nugget meal because I was hungry. I hadn't eaten all day. 3 sides of coleslaw and a kid's meal was, guess how much? Oh wait, just guess. $36. $36 for 3 sides of coleslaw and a chicken nugget kids meal. Like, what is this world coming to? I don't even understand how they can justify charging so much for fucking coleslaw and 5 of the tiniest chicken nuggets I have ever seen in my life. Like, I'll show you. Like, just fucking look at that. That is the tiniest little nuggets I have ever seen in my life. And then I got like a half order of fries. It was the smallest kids meal I've ever seen. Cold fries. I didn't get my drink. I didn't even realize that I didn't get my drink because it was supposed to be a Capri Sun. I didn't even realize I didn't get it until like I'd already driven away, and it's just a Capri Sun, so like whatever. But you're charging $36 and you're not even giving people their complete order. 3 sides of coleslaw and a kid's meal, $36. That is just fucking crazy.
Top 5 most expensive fast foods. Number 5 is McDonald's. McDonald's used to be cheap. What happened to the dollar menu? Used to be able to get a burger for 49 cents. Number 4 is El Pollo Loco. Shut that lawnmower up! El Pollo Loco's expensive. Them prices are loco. Number 3 is Chipotle. I'm not spending $3 on some guacamole. Okay, it should come with the burrito. Number 2, what am I giving number 2 to? Chick-fil-A, okay, them homophobic chickens. Buy these creatine gummies, they're in the TikTok shop. Stop going to fast food, go to the gym, get motivated, quit spending all your money and calories on garbage. These will get you motivated. Get it together. Follow me. Also tell me what the most expensive fast food is to you. Number 1, I'm giving to Sonic!
Why is Five Guys so much more expensive than other fast food restaurants? Their cheeseburger is literally $11.59. That's $9 more expensive than a cheeseburger from McDonald's. Well, it's because they're greedy and they want all your money. Nah, not really. But here are 3 reasons why they can get away with charging so much. 1 is because their burgers are huge. A Five Guys cheeseburger has almost double the meat of a Big Mac and 4 times the meat of a McDonald's cheeseburger. 2 is that although their burgers are super expensive, the rest of their menu is relatively cheap. A small fries is about $5 and comes with a ton of fries. Plus, you get free peanuts and unlimited toppings. They're not really free. The cost of the extras are baked into the cost of the burger. And 3 is obviously inflation. The prices of food are still about 20% more expensive than before 2020.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This might be the whole reason right here. It's like restaurants went and raised their prices and forgot how to cook at the same time. Like, who's actually thriving here? I know the customers aren't, and I can't imagine the staff are either.
If you a food truck and you charging over $20 for a whole meal, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. You're going straight down. It's not gonna be a staircase. You're sliding down that bitch. If you're a fast food restaurant charging over $20, $15 for a whole meal, you're going to hell too. Okay, you're gonna, if you're a fast food place, you're sliding down that pole like Lil Nas X did in that motherfucking music video. Y'all are going to hell. Y'all are dead ass wrong. Why are you charging that much for some fuck? Don't make me mad. Don't make me. You charging so much for that fucking food, ho. Don't play with me. The hell.
Bitch talking about she got expensive taste. She mad at me because I took her to Five Guys. That shit cost. That motherfucker there is cost, nigga. And I got you the milkshake. Don't ever disrespect me, bitch. I just tricked on you. Bro, why is fast food so expensive?
Like I'm not trying to spend $12 on a Wendy's burger and $5 extra for a Frosty.
Hey, bro!
Like, let me get a smash burger for $2. Especially McDonald's, bro. They be overcharging their bitch ass sauce patties. Like, it's basically just sauce and bun at this point. The chicken nuggets are based though. I hate inflation, bro. Especially Starbucks with their watered down fucking drinks. For $8 a piece. I think the most fairly priced fast food place gotta be either Jack in the Box or Sonic.
Look, he just make a burger. If you at McDonald's and you see these chicken tenders, don't get them. They're so trash. And if you're saying that they're good, dude, please go to Cane's. Please go to Cane's. Bruh, yesterday I was so cooked that I went to McDonald's. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, McDonald's, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, McDonald's is cool. I go to McDonald's sometime. It happens, bro. I was cooked last night. I was like, you know what? Let me go to McDonald's. And I usually always get the same thing. I always get the hot and spicy McChicken or the chicken nuggets. Sometimes I'll get a McDouble. But I really don't deviate from those things. Like, I am pretty faithful to those items. But yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I was so cooked. I'm like, let me try these McChicken tenders or whatever they got that I've been seeing being advertised. When I tell y'all, these chicken tenders were so fucking trash. These were the middest chicken tenders I have ever, and I know somebody on this app has reviewed chicken tenders, whatever they're called, bro. I don't even care what they're called, bro. First of all, they were ginormous. But look, bro, these were some nasty they were chewy as fuck. They were like overly seasoned in some weird way. They were just too big, pause. Just didn't taste good, bro. And like, I'm just like, why did I pay for this bullshit? I should have just stuck to what I knew.
When did fast food become so expensive? Go to Wendy's and a Baconator combo is $16. $16? If I'm paying $16 for a fast food combo, Wendy better be in that meal. Pigtails and all, Wendy better come with that meal.
I love how random this page is. I just went to Popeyes and I got a 2-piece chicken dark meat. And I think it was a meal combo. It cost me $16. Before that, I don't really eat a lot of fast food, but before that, I had gone once and this combo was $6, and that was just a couple days ago. Turns out they were running a promo, and this being $16, it didn't hit as much as the $6 one. I still ate it. I still devoured it. I ate everything. But how much does it cost where you live? Is it really $16 for a 2-piece chicken combo? That's way too much. What are we doing?
So I moved from California to Florida last year. And in Florida, your car registration is due the month of your birthday. So I just got my car registration in the mail, expecting to cringe as I opened it. For backstory, in California, I was paying like $700 and something a year for my car registration. In Florida, my registration is $47.05 for 1 year for the same price of vehicle. I do have a different vehicle now, but it is the same price of vehicle that I had in California. So, love you, Southern California, but this is why we left.
I don't even eat McDonald's. The only thing I eat from McDonald's is the fries and the fucking ice cream cones and McFlurries. Why the fuck I was at McDonald's the other day trying to get 2 fries and 2 ice cream cones? That bitch told me it was $15.
Guys, I'm not buying Doritos or Smart Food or anything. Somebody has to tell me why $4.99 is a good sale, because a bag of chips costs $6.29. That's crazy.
I'm telling y'all right now, the next person I see with a red hat, they might just get a 1-2 piece. Because what do you mean? I just paid $15 for a watermelon. Not even at a regular store. This was at like the Mexican store. The store that's usually cheaper. I just paid $15 for a watermelon. And I can't not have gotten the watermelon because my kid is sick and dehydrated and mega constipated and he needs the watermelon. $15? $15!
Stop what you're doing. This grocery store rant is about to get real. First of all, I think grocery stores have personal vendettas against you because they always rearrange things. I know it's a marketing thing, but it's a personal vendetta. I feel like every time I go in there, something has changed. You have your grocery store savings card, whatever you call it, bonus card, scanned and whatever. Now, why do we have to go in and scan the products in order to save an additional savings? If we already have the store card for your store, we shouldn't have to scan anymore. Why do they make us scan this? Why can't you just give me the extra $1? What's the point in having your card? Does that mean I don't need your card anymore? Because I have to have your card to get the low price, but if I want an even lower price, I have to scan in your card? What do you think? Does this happen to you too? Well, it does. Does it drive you crazy like it drives me crazy? Because it drives me crazy.
Tell me why. I just had a Klarna, a Sam's Club order. I got 7 items and paid $80 effing dollars. Like, this is what I bought. Just that little itsy bitsy box. And you're telling me that I spent $80? I hate inflation.
I just went to Walmart. By the way, yes, I'm wearing 2 pairs of glasses because I don't have prescription sunglasses. I just went to Walmart and I spent $152 on groceries. And I didn't even buy anything that was expensive. The most expensive thing I got was cat litter and it was $12. And I just got normal groceries and they were $152. What? What is happening? $152 at Walmart. I was like, I'm going to save money today. I'm going to go to Walmart. $152. I'm pissed. All right, bye.
How much do you think I spent on these 2 items? A watermelon and a bag of mini chocolate chips. I live in Minnesota. To give you a reference, how much do you think I spent? Pause the video and put in the comments how much you think this was. $12.67. $12.67. How is that possible? Please tell me how that's possible. $12.67 for two things.
As for me and my house, we will now be on a steady rotation of Great Value pizzas, poop on a shingle, if you know, you know, and Hamburger Helper and a rotisserie chicken, a $5 rotisserie chicken, because ain't nobody trying to pay these prices out here no more. Okay? $33 a Dairy Queen? No, thank you. Cost me like like $15 just to make Hamburger Helper now. A Great Value pizza, almost $10. Yeah. Okay. So if anybody's got any super cheap recipes, you know, like a bowl of cereal, and that's depending on what kind of cereal we get, because cereal is getting pretty pricey too. Yeah, so maybe, you know, slice of bread. I don't know. Yeah. We're done eating out. Don't ask us to eat out no more. And don't ask us to bring the pork chops or the steaks or whatever, because we're not.
I have to rant about something to you all for a sec. Price of groceries right now. One else, just like, I'm a dietitian, right? So I am prioritizing like the grass-fed ground beefs, okay? The like organic, better ingredients, whatever. But I should not be paying for myself $200 a week on groceries. That's effing insane, okay? Shopping at H-E-B for a minute. That was why, part of the reason why my grocery bill was insane. Well, I am shopping at Trader Joe's and getting my little run over items from Whole Foods. I just like, I can't even. Groceries are wild. And I mean, that saved me like, honestly, $100. I'm in shock. This is insane.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the high schoolers are out of school. The college kids are back. So if you're at the grocery store, they put them on the late shift and they be on their phones. You know what I'm saying? They be on their phones at the self-checkout.
Restaurants, why are you making it so inconvenient to order with you? If I'm on the road and I want to put in an order so that I can just pick it up on the way home, and I call and I get to a voicemail that says your hours of operation and your address, I'm going to use your address to drive my car through your restaurant because I know the hours of operation and the address. I found it next to where I found your phone number to give you a call. It's in the same place. Where would I find your phone number that I wouldn't also know your address and hours of operation? Also, it's in the same location. Who's looking up your phone number in a place where they can't find those other two things? And I don't want to download an app just for your restaurant. I don't order with you enough that I need it on my phone. Also, I don't want to learn your system. I'm driving and I'm looking up tuna crispy rice for 45 minutes trying to find it because you guys put it under a side, not an appetizer, and I gotta look for where it is, and it's like a weird substitution thing or like add a thing. I can't just talk to someone and say the order to your employee who does it all day long, 24/7, and they're so good at it that they could enter my order with their eyes closed, like they're playing a sonata. Don't you want the money? Don't you want to make it as convenient as possible? I feel like if I owned a restaurant and just someone whispered into the wind the order, I would find a way to take the order. And if I can't find it, and if I come in and it's the iPad and they flip it toward me, why? It's the tip is for good service and convenience. If I can't use the service to submit my order, like I know it's not the employee's fault. But if there's a coffee shop near my house that just starts with the iPad toward me. Like I have to work at the coffee shop now. I've got to enter I'm calling out orders. I'm like, are we at a mocha? How are we on mocha? After I finished my order there, I flipped the iPad back toward them. I was like, how did I do? It's going to ask you a couple questions.
I need some company to explain to me why there's delivery fees on food if you're expected to tip. Who's getting that delivery fee and what is it doing? Like, what is the point of charging a delivery fee if it's not going to the person delivering the food? That's what I don't get. It's just like, oh, you're not giving them that money, but then you expect me to tip? Like, especially because, like, delivery fees are not cheap. It's not like $1 or $2. It's like $8. And then they're expecting like a $5 to $10 tip. I'm not giving you $13 to $18 simply to bring me food from a place that was 5 minutes away from me. I'm not doing it. And then it's like, oh, well, it's convenient. Like, no, it's not. These companies are not even doing it conveniently anymore. You can literally walk and get food faster than they will deliver it nowadays. The food could be 3 miles away and you'll still walk there and walk back and get it before you'll get your food. It makes no sense. Like, what is the point of this? And why do we have to do it? I'm over it. This might be a boomer take, but I'm over it.
I can't wait for there to be a class action lawsuit against like Uber Eats, DoorDash, all the food delivery services that just add on, the random fees, because it's actually ridiculous. And I rarely ever use apps like that, but on Saturday I wasn't feeling the greatest, so I didn't feel like driving, right? And I was like, you know what, let me just order something online, maybe it'll like have a good deal or something. So I ordered like $12, $13 worth of food. Why the fuck was my total at the end over $30? Because tell me why there was a $4 delivery fee, there was over $8 in other fees and taxes, which, what the fuck are the other fees? I have no clue because I'll never say it. And then the tip, that shit added up to basically $30. So I was like, I ordered $12 worth of stuff. How am I at 30? And you better believe I did not actually order that because I'm like, I'm not paying that fucking much. What are $8 in other fees? And I swear to you, all these apps, they just make up like fake fees for them to just pocket the money because it doesn't go to their drivers because they don't get paid for shit. And it's not like it's like compensating for like, oh, a late night order or like, something when it's really crowded. No, this was during the middle of the day, all right? And even with those like stupid ass fees, sometimes they'll have like, oh, the small order fee or like the late at night fee, like something like that where it's like, why are you charging me extra because of how much I ordered or what time I ordered at? Like, there's a reason why less and less people are starting to use these apps because they just upcharge you like a motherfucker. And it's like, why are you upcharging me basically double what my meal costs just to place the order? And you're not even explaining what I'm actually paying those fees toward.
That delivery fee you're paying right now is not a tip to your delivery driver. That $4 delivery fee at Pizza Hut that you're paying is not a tip. That $3.99 delivery fee at Marco's Pizza, not a tip. That $7 delivery fee from Jimmy John's, not a tip. That $10 McDonald's meal that costs $20 on DoorDash, not a tip. From a person who delivered pizzas for Marco's Pizza for over a year, got paid $6 an hour on the road, plus mileage for maintenance purposes. Delivery drivers rely heavily on tips. I will tell you right now, after doing food delivery and gig work for 2.5 years, I will not continue gig work after I graduate college. Gig work should be meant for college students. In my opinion, yes, tipping culture is getting way too out of hand. But it does not change the fact that you should be tipping your delivery drivers. These corporations charge delivery fees to ensure they can pay their drivers an hourly rate of $6 an hour, 40 cents a mile, whatever. But you also have companies like DoorDash, who you are paying $20 for a $10 meal. 20% of that gets taken automatically by DoorDash of what the subtotal is. $2, I repeat, $2 goes to the driver to deliver your food. And I am a huge advocate that delivery drivers do more work than restaurant servers. The reasoning for this is that delivery drivers use their own vehicle. The company does not provide you a vehicle to do these deliveries. So you have to pay for maintenance, wear and tear, gas, anything associated with a vehicle. Is the driver's responsibility to pay. So I guess this is just a reminder that you need to tip your delivery drivers. In regards to what is a good tip, at the bare minimum, I say $1 per mile or 10%, whichever is more. So if you're ordering $100 worth of food, $10 is not a terrible tip. That is a proper tip. But if you're ordering from 15 miles away, $10 is not an adequate tip. So just make sure you tip your delivery drivers and please tip them adequately. If you cannot afford to tip, you do not deserve the right to food delivery. Food delivery is a luxury. If you are unable, like physically unable to go get it yourself, that is the purpose of food delivery. Just make sure you are tipping appropriately. Again, food delivery is a luxury. It is not a necessity for survival. So this is just a friendly reminder to tip your delivery drivers, okay? Okay. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I don't fucking understand these fucking apartments. Yo, I'm applying for an apartment, right? I'm moving out. End of the month. I'm getting up out of here. Why the fuck I applied this apartment, right? Everything was good. Credit was bomb. My deposit was ready. She said, okay, but the only thing is you have to make 5 times the rent. 5 times the fucking rent? What the fuck? Do you know how much money that is? That is a lot of fucking money. 5 times the rent. The bitch said it like, yeah, 5 times the rent. Like that's a fucking walk in the fucking park, bitch, like I'm a dog. Bitch, what the fuck? So I look at her, I said, no. 5 times the fucking rent? She gonna say, yeah, 5 times. Again, like she said, it was a walk in the fucking park. Again, I'm not a fucking dog. I don't walk in the park. So the only question that dawned on me, right? Do you make 5 times the fucking rent you working here? You work in these apartments. Do you make 5 times the rent? She was like, no, I got a discount. Well, you give me your fucking discount then. What the fuck is wrong with you? 5 times the fucking rent. Bitch, what?
If you want cheap rent without getting a roommate, there's only 2 options available. So for your first option, if you want a cheap apartment, is you have to move to far, far away land. You have to move to a small ass town where everybody goes to Walmart for fun. There's nothing to do and you'll be bored as hell, but your rent will be $35 a month. Your second option, if you want cheap rent, is your roommate is probably going to be rats and roaches. Your car's going to get broken into. You're probably going to get shot. But at least your city's a lot of fun and there's a lot of things to do in your city. And this is why I think renting is such a very unfair concept. I have a friend who's paying $2,500 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Miami, Florida. Then I have another friend who's paying $800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in a small town in South Carolina. Both apartments are pretty much the same size. The only difference is location. I think it should be illegal for rent to be over $2,000 a month. You could be paying $2,000 a month for your apartment and your next door neighbor, same model, same everything, could be paying $1,800 for the same model apartment as you. Or they could be paying more than you. When you renew your lease, it could go up by $9 or $900. And then you're paying $2,000 a month, but you will never own your apartment. You will never own it. I feel like rent should be like a fixed amount across the board. A 1-bedroom apartment anywhere in the United States should be like $800. A 2-bedroom apartment should be like $900. Life is unfair, but renting is 10 times unfairer.
What is up with these new developers trying to get us to spend over $2,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment in Philly? I'm sorry to break it to you, Philly is not that type of city. We're not. No one who lives in Philly and is from Philly can actually justify spending that much money for a 1-bedroom apartment. Like $1,700, maybe you're okay. $1,800, you're pushing it. But could be possible. And I see the type of people that these apartment complexes are trying to market themselves to, and even they can't justify spending that much money living in Philadelphia. And the gag is, all of these apartments are vacant. They can't fill them. And they offer these incentives like, oh, first 2 months free, first month is free. It still doesn't help that I would have to spend $2,000 for an apartment. And no, you don't get what you paid for. You don't. Bring down the prices and I promise you all those vacant spots will be filled.
Nobody talks about how exhausting it is to constantly, every year, find new places to rent from because your current place you're renting from is like increasing the prices and you can't afford it anymore, or like I don't know, whatever the circumstances, it's like every year having to jump into like the rental market and try to find something and then coordinate like your work schedule with your move out schedule and like packing and unpacking and like making the place look put together. And it's like by the time that you're settled in, it's like time to do it again, and it's so fucking exhausting. I hate it so much. I just want to be able to stay in one place and not have to do this shit every like year, every 16 months or whatever. Like, I'm so over it.
I ain't gonna lie, if I knew the price of everything in the economy would be like this, I would have started saving in the 4th grade, like real shit.
Is anyone else in Australia kind of like, what's the point? If you're maybe like in your 20s, your 30s, and you're not being given things by your parents, and you've gone to uni, finished school, gone to uni, got a degree, which was meant to get you a good job, and that job was meant to pay for a house and maybe a holiday once a year, and maybe you'd have some kids, and that's like not happening now, and you're kind of just like, what's the actual point of anything? Like, I'm 28 and I kind of thought by now, like, I might have like a 3-bedroom house, maybe like thinking about kids, maybe successful in my career. The screaming you can hear behind me is my landlord's fucking grandkids, because my landlords live right behind me and I live in a tiny fuck-ass studio. And no, I don't live in Melbourne or Sydney. I moved regional to try and save money, and there's no jobs out here. Anyway, it's kind of just made me reassess my whole life. Like, what am I doing? Should I just go traveling? Is the world gonna blow up in like 10 years and none of it matters anyway? Like, what's the general attitude? Because I'm a pretty like A-type person, like to plan everything. I'm just kind of feeling like, fuck it. Like, should I just do what makes me happy? Like, I don't know. Like, what are you guys doing? What are we doing?
The new American dream is to have a second job. Have you guys thought about that? People are just praying they can get a second job. It's crazy.
I just paid $37 for 2 of these grilled chicken small Caesar salads. Emphasis on fucking small. Do I have jerk off written on my forehead? Then I had to fucking make the automated tip decision, and I chose 20%, not realizing I circled the most. So I paid after tax about $49 for 2 grilled chicken Caesar salads. Delicious, by the way, from a place I usually go to. They're not gonna see me again. Probably till tomorrow. Paying almost $50 for 2 grilled chicken Caesar salads in this economy is fucking beyond crazy. Am I gonna continue eating uncontrollably? Absolutely. Where the fuck are they getting these chickens from? Fucking Poland? Why the fuck are they so expensive? Okay, I'm fucking eating fucking $45 chicken breast.
Bruh, being an adult literally means you always just need something. If it ain't paper towels, it's toilet tissue. If it ain't toilet tissue, you need a plunger. If it's not a plunger, you need Cascade dish pods. If it's not dish pods, you need laundry detergent. If it's not laundry detergent, you need to get your clothes altered. If you need your cat food, dog food, fish food, frog food, like, it's always need something. And then after you get all that figured out, your car start making funny noises. Oh my God.
So I'm in the grocery store. When did Frosted Flakes $8 fucking? Tony the Tiger better be popping out that fucking box. They better be great.
We just moved back for a few months to America from Australia. And I just want to know how people are surviving here. Everything is so expensive. I paid $3 for a single red onion today. A red onion. A single red onion. Was it big? Yeah, it was big. But a single red onion is $3 here? Why? How? I don't get it. And I've come to the realization that $100,000 here is nothing in comparison to the $100,000 if someone was to make it in Australia. Like, $100,000 in Australia goes so much farther. And then you bring in the rental costs. How do y'all do it?
I've had it up to here with this economy and it's getting out of control. Y'all know these things are $2 now? They're selling these chocolate bars for $2. $2! That's what I said when my coworker asked me You guys want to buy some candy for my daughter's fundraiser? I'm like, yeah, what are we selling? She's like, chocolate bars. I'm like, oh yeah. I gets down with these. Like, we go way back. Go to my wallet, about to pull out some money. She's like, get $2. $2? And then I wanted 2, so $4. I was shocked. This is getting out of hand.
I work retail, and the general sense of just disdain and burnout and fatigue that is coming off of the general public is palpable. Like, it's ridiculous because prices just keep going up. They just keep going up, and people complain about them going up, but then nothing gets done about it. And you know what? They're going to continue to go up. They're just going to keep raising the prices because they can. And I feel like this is unsustainable.
I'm sorry, what the actual hell? What the hell kind of dystopian future are we living in? $35? $35 for chicken.
This economy is absolutely cooked. Listen to the story. Yesterday I was at work, hanging around, doing my thing, typing away on my keyboard. Usually around lunchtime, everybody likes to step away, go get their food, and then they come back, and then they chill, they talk, they mingle. And one of my coworkers gets up and was talking about what he got for lunch. He got asked, and he goes, hey, yeah, I got Five Guys. Did you guys know that Five Guys has like a value menu now? I've only had Five Guys a couple times, so I didn't really know what that entailed. So someone asked him like, oh, what'd you get? He goes, it was actually amazing. I got a little burger, I got a little fry, and a large 16-ounce drink, and it was only $14.79. Huh? $14.79 for a little burger, a little fries, and a 16-ounce drink? He goes, yeah, I usually pay like $25 for one excuse me, sir? Bro, you might as well just hit up Chipotle. You might as well just go to Chipotle and get you a fat-ass bowl with a tortilla and some guac for like $15. That's enough for like 3 meals, 2 meals. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, the economy that we all live in and the prices that the market is demanding right now. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't complain. I agree. I'm with you there. But at the same time, like once or twice a week, if you want to go get some lunch from Five Guys, from anywhere, like you're dropping $15 per person minimum, 2 times a week, $30. That's $120 a month. That's like half of a car payment. Anyways, yeah, we're cooked.
Surprised people are not talking about how expensive small essentials like this is. I have eczema, so I need this all the time. Look at this, $10.99 on sale. And then this one, right now, how much is this one? Oh, $15 for lotion. And then for deodorant, $8.49 for deodorant. Toothpaste, $12.50 for toothpaste. A box of trash bags, $18.99 for a box of trash bags. So I got some trash bags, some orange juice, 2 things of lotion, some toothpaste and deodorant. Nothing major. Let's see what the total is. It's probably gonna be over $50. $80. That's a bill. I don't care what nobody say.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Dude, just came out of a deli in a random town in New Jersey. I ordered a multi, what's it called? Everything bagel, a flagel, flat bagel, with lox cream cheese. And I clarified, I said, is this flavored cream cheese the same cost as like scallion cream cheese? They're like, sure. Guess how much I paid? Guess how much I paid? It was like $6.54 or something. $6 for a freaking bagel with cream cheese. Albeit flavored cream cheese, but still, yo, I'm serious. What happened to that freaking inflation, y'all? This is still going.
Corporate burnout is very real. I know people that are 27, 28, 29 that are already burnt out of corporate America because it's draining. It's sucking everything out of your life, especially in a world where you can't really afford much. I am an advocate for taking your PTO, creating a long weekend, maybe taking a Friday and a Monday off. Job security is important, making sure that you keep your job, but at the same time, you're not just solely existing to work your corporate job. A lot of people in their 20s, especially, get caught in a rat race, chasing the next promotion, trying to job hop for the next salary bump. Make sure that you're enjoying your life and you're not spending 50, 60, 70 hours grinding. And then when you wake up at 28, 29, you're fucking burnt. Something else that I've talked about a few times is make sure that you're not solely living for the weekend. It is not really a good existence to grind Monday through Friday, have nothing to do. By the time Saturday and Sunday come, you're burnt.
Mix in some karaoke on a Tuesday. Go catch a sporting event or go watch a game with one of your homies. Go to a pottery class, go to Pilates. Mix up the week. Take control of your life. Do things that operate outside of your 9 to 5, your 50-hour, 60-hour week. Your employer is not the sole reason that you're existing. There's more life to live out there.
About 20 minutes ago, I just quit my job. I couldn't do it anymore, you guys. When I tell you this job was literally having my hair fall out of my head, I literally have pictures. I was getting cursed at, and my last straw was they called me a disappointment. Sometimes you don't know the next step in life, but you just have to trust God in the process. So yeah.
I thought being in your early 20s was like supposed to be fun. I see all these bitches having so much fucking fun. I am miserable. Miserable. To my core, miserable. What the fuck? This shit sucks. I'm suing whoever told me that this was supposed to be the most fun time in my life, because it is not. Definitely not. Not even close.
These are the signs that you not being lazy, but you just burnt out. And this coming from a person who used to have burnouts a lot. I used to be a workaholic. I used to forget to take time out for myself. So it's easy for me to speak on this. The first sign is you was once highly motivated, but now you feel empty or numb. You used to be excited about your work, your hobbies, and your goals, but now even the things you used to enjoy feel meaningless or overwhelming. Sign number 2 is you want to be productive, but it feel like you just can't. It's not that you don't care. In actuality, you care a lot, but your mind, body, and soul feel heavy, and even small tasks feel difficult to complete. Sign number 3. You often fantasize about giving up and just quitting everything. You catch yourself thinking about dropping all responsibilities or just starting over completely, just to have a sense of relief. Sign number 4. You procrastinate, not out of laziness, but out of feeling stuck. Your tasks pile up, not because you're lazy, but because you feel mentally blocked when facing them. Sign number 5. You feel guilty for not doing enough. Even when you are actually doing something, you never feel like it's enough. And that constant guilt makes it harder for you to rest. Sign number 6. You have physical symptoms. Headaches, stomach issues, insomnia, and frequent illness. This is your body waving a red flag. Sign number 7. You're more irritable, anxious, and emotionally reactive. Burnouts often lead to emotional exhaustion, which causes mood swings, low patience, and a sense of dread. And last but not least, sign number 8. You overloaded, not unmotivated. You've been pushing yourself too hard for too long without real recovery. And in a sense, your system is shutting down. It's trying to keep going, but it's tired. For everybody that's been feeling burnt out, be patient with yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing a good job. You are enough. Take time out to treat yourself and don't cheat yourself. You can be gone tomorrow, and the stuff you working so hard to get can be left to somebody else. So enjoy what you worked hard for. Get you some good rest. Treat your body right, and it'll treat you right. That's why God say you should rest on the 7th day. Do nothing. Recharge. Wind down. Clear your mind. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna get back right. I love you.
I am literally on the cusp of really just giving the fuck up. I'm so exhausted of pretending to be okay, and then people still demanding me to be more, to be bigger, to be better for their own personal enjoyment, but not for my own mental fucking health. I find it very exhausting as a woman, as a black woman, as a queer black woman, to have to be everything for everybody. Women want me to be their best friend and confidant and their advice giver and leech all of my energy to bring them joy. Men want me to give them seduction. They want me to smile. They want me to only give the right answers and allow them to be in charge. Society wants me to shut up, go to work, be quiet, do as I'm told. My family wants me to be a support system, consistently giving all of myself as if I haven't become a completely new person since I've been an adult. My boss needs me to be attentive, detail-oriented, focused, as if the world around me isn't completely crumbling into shit and I don't have enough money to pay my goddamn bills or clean water to drink in some areas of America, and then we still have to just smile and pretend like everything's okay. I just have to give too much. It's too fucking much. And I'm really tired. I have this constant need for escapism because I'm trying to bleed out of the skin of capitalist individualist society, but I am sucked back in because I'm forced to, and I'm really about to quit on y'all and leave this fucking place. I want to leave. I want to leave America. I want to leave corporate world. I want to leave the idea of how I should be a woman. I just want to be. I just want to be without any transcriptions of how I should be. Can I do that? Without any stipulations of anyone getting pissed about what I can and cannot do? That's what I want to do. And I'm about to do that shit and I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks.
It has gotten to a point where I don't even like to go to sleep when I get home, because I know if I go to sleep, when I wake up, I have to do work all over again the next day. Like, we have no time to ourselves. I literally try to stay up as long as I possibly can so that I can have a little time to myself. I get off at 8 p.m. every day. By the time I get home, it's 9:30. Then I have to shower, eat, everything else that I couldn't get to do because I was at work. What time do I have to myself? By the time I'm finished doing everything, it's 11 o'clock. I have maybe an hour to watch TV? And everybody was in my comments mad at my viral video when I said I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything. Why would anybody want to do this every day for the rest of their life?
Why do I feel burnt out at 24 years old? I've not even been in my full-time career job 2 years. It's coming up to 2 years this year. And I feel drained, and I feel like my soul is being crushed, and that's not even an exaggeration. Don't get me wrong, I fully understand that it's give and take. You can't just expect to take and not give anything back to society. And I understand that this is realistically the society that we live in. However, I still have such a hard time accepting this because I feel so unfulfilled day to day. And as much as my job has people that I really, really get on with and I really enjoy the company, and I do get some form of fulfillment out of being productive and helping other people because my job is in the NHS, I still have this pit in my stomach day to day where I feel like I'm wasting my life away. I just think working 5 days a week for sometimes 12-hour shifts and then doing overtime on the weekend, which I personally accept to do. However, I'm doing this because the salary that I would normally get doesn't actually cover anywhere near the things that I would like to do or like to save for. And I feel like a lot of people, well, most of the UK especially now, are under similar pressures and they're feeling forced to be burnt out because of the hours that they're having to work just to sustain themselves. I have always kind of struggled with the idea of working a full-time job 5 days a week, in the sense that I feel like I'm quite a creative person and working these types of jobs takes away from that. And I know a lot of people say you should maybe then pursue that kind of side of yourself as a career, but I feel like that's not really sustainable for a lot of people. And I also don't want to end up hating something that I enjoy doing now. And long term, I would absolutely love it if maybe TikTok alongside YouTube, because YouTube is my favorite form of content, and I really like editing videos, could be something that I would be able to do and sustain myself on. However, now realistically, it would be irresponsible for me to think that that is something that I can just achieve with the click of a finger, because it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. So for now, I'm stuck with this feeling of being constantly burnt out and feeling like I can't rest. Even when I'm at home and not at work, I feel unrelaxed and I feel like I have my brain's still overstimulated, and on occasions I'll come home at 8 p.m. from a shift and I'll be in at 7 the next day. So it doesn't really give someone a lot of time to actually relax. And I fully understand that a lot of people do have it worse. I appreciate that. However, for me, this is something that is not going to work for me long term. And I find it really, really surprising that for some people, this is something that they're okay with. Now, being vulnerable on here, I go to therapy, and I was speaking to my therapist about this the other day, and she said, oh, it is something that you maybe have to think about realistically and just accept that this is how our society is built up and how it works. And I do get that. However, there is still something in me that does not want to accept that. I don't want to accept that this is life. 5 days a week, commuting into work, sitting there for 7.5 hours doing something that I really don't want to be doing. I would prefer to do something else. Clock watching, can't wait for my first break, can't wait for my lunch, and then overstaying on my lunch because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go back right now. Even just scrolling on my phone brings me more enjoyment on my breaks, or reading a book, than actually being in there. And I actually don't mind my job. I've had worse jobs in the past. So this is what's really shown me that this is actually just the system that I'm struggling with rather than the job that itself. So a lot of people always say to me, find a job that you actually enjoy. Is there one? I don't think there is. Is there a job that I would genuinely enjoy and I would prefer doing that over having my own free time? I don't think that exists. Personally, I don't dream of having a job. I dream of having my own free time back. And I don't really know why I've come on here and started ranting, well, not necessarily ranting, but talking about this topic. And I don't know what I feel like I'm going to achieve by even posting this video, but maybe it's the fact that I want other people who relate to this or maybe feel the same to know that you're not alone in this. And if you have only just been in your job 3 months after uni, or if you've been in it 5 years, or you've been in it 10 years and you feel like you're now in such a niche area of your career that you couldn't possibly leave because nowhere else would employ you, or you wouldn't get a better salary, or you know the people now so you couldn't cope with the anxiety of starting a new job, this is your sign that you can always start fresh. You can always do a new chapter. You can always start a new job. It doesn't matter. And I do speak to a lot of people at my job who have these thoughts, who have been here maybe there a bit longer. But I'm coming on here to tell you that you are never too old to start again. You are never too old to do something else with your life. Never. That is such a self-destructive way of thinking. And you're never too stuck in your situation where you can't make change. And just remember that the only person who can make change in your own life is yourself. You're the only person who can actually do something differently to change your own prerogative. If you don't do something, and if you don't take action, whether that's applying for new jobs in your 10 minutes at the end of the day, or whether that's planning long-term what you would like to do, or whether that's working on a side hustle whilst working in your full-time job so that you can actually maybe dedicate some more time to that in the future and be able to essentially maybe quit even your job to work on that full-time. It is completely up to you. The ball is in your court. So if maybe that's the motivation you needed, or if maybe you're just watching this and thinking, she's absolutely stupid, she has no idea how the economy works, that's fine. That's fine for me. But for me, I acknowledge that it's up to me, and this is part of the step that I'm going to take, and it's admitting it publicly and also to myself. So yeah.
As a 30-year-old therapist with symptoms of burnout, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately because I'm being forced to about where it started, what were the first signs. And you know what? I would like to say, if you're about to graduate, you just graduated, you just got a job offer, I hope this video finds you, because what I'm going to say is this. I think that 2 of the biggest fucking risk factors for burnout when you're 5 years into this thing is the first job you take and potentially your graduate school internship, okay? Here's what I'll say about that. Because what can happen is that these graduate level internships and master's level clinician positions straight out the gate need people. They need bodies, and there's usually a job for you there. But what can happen is that they can pose to you these great opportunities, these wonderful opportunities with populations that are really unique and that some people won't even ever get a chance to work with. And they'll say things like insight and firsthand experience. What they mean is exploitation. What they mean is, here's 40 grand. Yes, that was my first salary. Here's 40 grand. We have this incredible opportunity for you. We have a grant, and it's for us to work with men who have committed offenses, and it's incredible work, and we want to offer you a position. You just have to be careful, because when someone sings your praises and tells you that you'd be a great fit and offers you something that feels like it has a silver platter underneath it, oftentimes it's not that. It's someone they can pay 40 grand to do a job that we, as fresh in the field as we are, as new in the field as we are, have no business doing. So just be careful. Just be really careful, because if you're not, there's the potential that you will pay for it.
Did I basically start crying on the meeting with my new manager today? Yeah. Basically, she was like, I've seen you on calls. Like, you just seem like you're unhappy. I'm very burnt out with the job. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, was that easy to read? She's like, I would love to see you smile on a call. I'm like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. These meetings are draining. This job is draining. But she was very kind.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm here for one reason only, and that's to say this. This generation of students, kids, whatever y'all wanna call them, they're cooked. There's no hope. I done did all I can. I done tried my hardest. I'm a teacher. I done tried my hardest. I teach high school. And I have no hope. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, nothing about this is funny. I'm so serious. Like, disrespectful, addicted to phones. No need to or want to follow directions. No respect for authority. Like, there's, like, all of this is out the window. Like, there's none of that. I genuinely question every day if I want to have kids of my own because of how cooked this generation is. I pray for y'all kids. My kids are gonna be weird. They ain't gonna have friends because they could never.
This is going to be a bit of a vulnerable post for me. I've debated whether or not I should even make this video, but I had what I guess you could call a crash out this morning. There's a lot of reasons why that happened, but one of the main ones is that I just got really overwhelmed, and it started with me not being able to sleep in as much as I thought I was going to this morning. I just couldn't sleep because I wake up really early for work, and I've been working the last 5 days. I have a day off today, and then I go back to work for 2 days tomorrow, which for a 9 to 5 person, 5 days is normal. Which obviously is still hard, but I work as a nurse, and my shifts at the hospital are 12 hours long. And my shifts that I work from my remote job are 8 hours. So my remote job is very easy compared to my hospital job, but it's just hard when I'm working so many days in a row. I start to feel hopeless, and like, the work that I do doesn't make a difference, which is really difficult, especially if you're someone who went into nursing hoping that you could make a difference in the world. And I know that I make a difference in patients' lives, but in the grand scheme of things, working in the hospital is just very hard. And then I just feel like it's really hard for me to have a good life balance, because I wake up at 5 in the morning, I go to the gym, I'm just pushing, like rushing through my workout as fast as I can so I can get home, get ready, be at work by 8. I'm at the hospital from 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Sometimes later, depending on how long it takes me to give report to the next nurse. And then I don't get home till 9. I have, let's say, an hour to decompress before I have to go to sleep, because I have to do it all over again the next day. So it just feels like, the best way to describe it is it feels like I'm falling off the face of the earth when I go to work. That's like how I explain it to myself. So that was like the main reason for my crash out this morning, was that. And then also just like wishing that I would have went into a job where I have more flexibility with my schedule. Yes, I do get more days off in a row with nursing, because full-time for us is 3/12s, but I also work 2 jobs. So I've been working like 5 days a week between the two, so that I could pay off loans, work on my retirement, doing all the things that we're supposed to do. I'm 29. I feel like there's a lot of pressure in your late 20s, especially early 30s, to like, that's the time when you're supposed to have everything together by now. And I still feel very lost in that regard. Stuck is a good word. This is going very long, but just wanted to share this for anyone who may be feeling the same way. And I'm just going to stop this for a second. So yes, the aspect that I struggle with is feeling like I don't have a balance. Seeing a lot of people who have more flexibility in their job, they get off work by 12, they have a whole day. Obviously, every job has its downsides, every job has its advantages. I'm just really struggling with that and feeling like I am not fulfilled in the job that I have. But in order to move up in nursing and make more or have those more flexible schedules, you have to go back to school, which is like, okay, let's put my life on more of a hold for the next 2 or 3 years while I'm getting done with school to maybe get a better paying job or maybe not. And so that's stressful. And then on top of that, trying to be a good fiance, daughter, sister, friend, cat mom, dog mom, stay fit, eat healthy, get enough sleep, have time for myself. All of those different things just add up. And okay, it probably has to do a little bit with the fact that it is I'm in my luteal phase. So I feel like every month during my luteal phase, I just feel like I'm having like a crisis in my life, and all of these things that overwhelm me generally that I kind of push down like come to the surface, which is probably a good thing because it's keeping me in touch with, you know, my thoughts and my feelings that I tend to push down, especially when life is busy. So moral of the story is that I just want other people to know that it's okay to feel stuck sometimes. And I keep telling myself that this discomfort that I'm feeling is going to propel me into something better for me and is going to help me find something that gives me that purpose and allows me to feel more fulfilled in my life and like I'm doing something that's helping others while also helping myself and not just constantly giving all the time. Wow, I was not expecting for this to be a crying video, so that's embarrassing. But yeah, I just want to share what I've been feeling today and for the last like probably year or two in my life to hopefully inspire someone to make a change, to know that you're not the only person going through this. And I feel like the only way out is through for those of us that do feel that way. And I do feel like it's more common than people are willing to share. And so that's why I've been wrestling today with whether or not to even film this video that's now 6 minutes long, because nobody's probably going to watch it, but maybe one person will watch it and it will make them feel better knowing that they're not alone. Because I know that there are people that feel this way and I'm not alone, and hormones are crazy. There's hope for us though. And so that's why I'm making this, because maybe 3 years from now, I'll be able to look back on this video and be like, oh, that sucks that you were so stuck, but you're not stuck anymore. And so this is kind of like my little reminder to myself that it's not always going to be hard, and thinking back to how hard things felt a couple years ago, I feel like I'm strides past that. So maybe when I turn 30, I will figure it all out. We will see. But if you've made it this far in this video, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my unfiltered mind. And I hope that this video reaches someone who may need the little boost to push through the discomfort and keep going today. Thanks for watching.